So welcome to Old Trafford, the Theatre of Dreams, and in just 4 days' time, this stadium will be full of passionate Rugby League fans, especially those from Hull KR and the Winging Warriors for the 2025 Betfred Super League Grand Final. They've got a tough act to follow after 4 epic encounters this last Sunday in both the NRL and, of course, in the Northern Hemisphere. What we're going to be doing in a few moments' time is getting some representatives from the Winging Warriors and Hull KR to come and have a chat with us ahead of this weekend's final. And for those who are joining Super League Raw, where the N is behind me is where we're going to be sat. So let's get the guys over and let's start the build-up, Super League Raw style, to the 2025 Betfred Grand Final. So here we are with Dean Hadley, Hull KR. And Dean, now you're in this magnificent stadium. How's it feel?
It's awesome. Yeah, it's as you can see, it's a class stadium. Obviously, it's going to be full come Saturday. Looking forward to being here and being part of it, and hearing our fans get right behind us. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, just focusing on the game at the moment.
So just been on the main press conference. Liam Fowler was in there. I spoke to Liam Fowler last week about yourself as part of being a part of the dream team. As a player who plays in the same position as you must have the utmost respect for Liam, and it's going to be some contest between you and him on Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, I have. He's just been consistent, hasn't he, for so long, and he's been awesome, and I think he's been in Dream Team many times, and yeah, he's a quality player. He's a real leader. He leads that Wigan team really well. So no, it's going to be good. There's going to be a load of battles right across the park. So it's a good game. It's got all the makings to be in a top quality game.
Obviously, the last time, I hate to do this to you, but last time you're in this stadium, of course, you tasted defeat. But there's the old saying, you've got to lose one to win one. Do you think you're going to be better for the experience of last year when the game kicks off on Saturday?
Yeah, possibly. I can tell you come on Saturday if you want. It's.
Well, we'll come on the team bus home if you win. We can have a party.
Look, I guess so. Yeah, for the first time. Last year was the first time, for me personally, and for quite a lot of lads playing in the grand final. So, obviously to experience it and sort of, the preparation and all that type of stuff. That's done with now really. Coming back this year, we can focus more about just the game, and we've already experienced it. So, hopefully that helps us come Saturday. But again, as always, it always comes down to actions and performing. So. I'll tell you Saturday.
Fantastic. Now, of course, with the growing of KR over the last couple of seasons, the atmosphere at Craven Park is exceptional. You've got to experience Wembley, walking out at Wembley. Yeah. And, of course, you've got to experience walking out here last year. What is it like as a player to walk out at Old Trafford with all the flamethrowers going and the crowd up? I mean, try for the people who watch us to explain what that is like as a player.
It's pretty hard, to be fair, to explain.
Do you take
it's the
it
best.
In, or is it?
No, you're focusing on the game, and you're just focusing on that. But no, you feel it. It's more of a feeling, really. Especially like the big games like the Grand Final, Challenge Cup. Walking out here last year was unbelievable. It was the best feeling, the best atmosphere, and I'm sure we'll have 20,000 Rovers fans right behind us. So it's the best. As a player, these are games you want to play in. I'm less nervous about playing in these type of games. I think, because of the occasion and the atmosphere, the adrenaline gets you going, and these are the games that you want to be involved in. And we've given ourselves the opportunity to be playing on Saturday, and the opportunity to try and get a win this year.
Well, obviously it's been a dream season. What would it mean Saturday, probably around 8 o'clock? Being on that pitch, lifting the Super League trophy with your teammates, try and put yourself in that position if you can. They often say, don't they, look at actually achieving it and look back on how you got there. So just try and put yourself there for a minute. What would that feel like for Dean Hadley?
It'd be awesome. It'd be really special. Obviously winning a couple of trophies already. To win, the third, in this type of occasion would be unbelievable. But again, it's trying not to look at the rewards. It's more at the moment. It's about looking forward to the game and preparing well for the game, and making sure we perform for the full 80. That's what it's going to take. We're against a good quality team, and that's what it's going to take. And then obviously we want the win, of course we do. And what happens after that will be unbelievable. Just looking forward to the game.
Well, if you get the win, a lot of beers I'm expecting. You've been absolutely sensational this year. We're delighted that you got the dream team. And on behalf of everybody who watches us, we wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Thank you, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
Well, Mikey, first and foremost, how good was it to get over the line at the weekend over what was let's be fair, a very competitive Saints?
Yeah, they come out to our ground to come and play and try and get back to the ground they've won plenty of trophies on, and we come with the right mindset, to get that job done on Saturday, and it felt really good and felt like we was back to where we have been the last 6 months. So yeah, it was enjoyable and happy to be back.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got a try, got a couple of assists in the game. Happy with your own game on the day?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like a couple of areas I wanted to be better on, but it's why couldn't it be on the biggest stage of this week to do the things right and to make sure I'm fully ready for this game.
We spoke at the Dream Team. It seemed to us, especially in the first half, they targeted you from an attacking sense, your defence. Did you feel that on the field? You seemed to get a lot of runs coming at you early doors?
Yeah, 100%. I'm a small body. So, teams are going to have plans to come and run at me and Tyrone and other halfbacks in the league. It's just part and parcel of it. It's about just making them tackles and yeah.
I mean, we talked about. I mean, I spoke to Willie Peters at the Dream Team about you maturing as a player, and when you come under that amount of pressure, it's fair to say you stood up to it well. You kept your cool, and you did your business at the right end of the field, didn't you?
Yeah, 100%. I just want to make sure my defence is first and foremost is on because the tackle come on the back of that, and we're a defensive focused team as we've been proven this year, and and it's about that on Saturday. Saturday now we want to be defend better than Wigan and hopefully score a few tries. So yeah, it's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of concentration, but we're fully prepared. We've played enough games now to know what's at stake.
It's easier said than done. I mean, obviously your defence has been superb all season, hasn't it? But as you found out last year, in a grand final, concentration is key, isn't it, really? You've got the defensive acumen in terms of what you've produced this season. Is it more between the ears in terms of keeping your structure, keeping your discipline, do you think?
Yeah, just keep concentrated for full 80 minutes. Like you say, that moment last year was a lack of concentration, and that was me, and I've got to keep honing in on that every time I feel like I'm going off script. I've got to be, keep saying to myself and stay concentrated, speaking to the people around me and chatting with my squad, and keep each other accountable to make sure we're all on the same page and we're all fully focused. So
last year, it was an individual piece of genius from Bevan French, all right, and of course Ashes is on the horizon. We must keep an eye on that as well as a neutral. You're more than capable of doing that. You're one of the few players who are capable of doing what Bevan did to you last year. How special would it be if you had that clutch moment on Saturday and you dragged Robins to their first grand final win?
Oh, it's going to take a full team effort, not just me. Obviously, I just want to do my part for this squad and do my job to the best I can. It's a team game, it's a team effort, and everyone in the whole 17. Well, not just the whole 17, but obviously the boys who are preparing us for this week, and the lads who are going to take that field on Saturday. We all know how much effort and determination it's going to take, and we've got to make sure we're ready for that.
Yeah, and then of course the Ashes after that. For yourself, in terms of your fitness, I mean, how's that looking at the moment? And are you all geared up for the Ashes series as well as this grand final?
If I come out on this on the other side and pick up no injuries, then yeah, I'm fully in for it, and hopefully get a phone call to say I'm in.
And you seen the squad that they put out?
Yeah, it's a good squad. Obviously, Willie's got one more week of speaking to me, and then I'm not speaking to him till for another month or so. I've told him that today. So
and then you got Wayne to look forward to.
Yeah, 100%. And Wayne is a fantastic coach. So hopefully I get a phone call and be in another camp.
Well, we're hoping and praying you get that phone call, mate. Good luck on Saturday.
Cheers,
and good luck in the Ashes.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Luke Thompson, Luke, you're no stranger to this arena. How are you feeling going into the grand final, mate?
Yeah, excited, mate. Like you said, lucky enough to play here a couple of times already, and some great memories. So hopefully, make it another great day on Saturday and get a win.
Absolutely, 3 in a row. Obviously, is what we're going to go in for this time. Do you feel it's a different type of final this year? Obviously, KR came in as underdogs last year. I think there's not much between you, is there, going into this? Has it got a different feel from a Wigan perspective?
Yeah, look, they've had a great year, haven't they? As they have for the last couple of years. I feel like we wanted to make up from last year. and continue the success they've had this year. So, we know how hungry they're going to be on Saturday, and saying that, I feel like we've been building nicely, and hopefully, if we bring our best, we can come away with a win.
Obviously, JWH is probably not going to be playing for Hull KR, and that would be a player that is right across from you. As a player, would you want him to play? Would you want to go up against the best that they've got on the day if you had your choice?
I wasn't aware he wasn't playing, but I think them being at their best and us being our best, give the best game for the fans, and give us a true reflection of who is the best team. So hopefully they can turn out their best team on the day.
With the exception of a couple of finals over the last 5 or 6 years, they've all been within 2 tries. Do you expect as tight a game on Saturday this time around, or do you expect it to be a bit more open?
Well, it'd be nice if we can put a big score on them, but usually these games are always real tight. There's usually not much in it, like you said, and it's usually end to end. So we're just expecting a real tough game, and a real battle of attrition. We'll have to bring our best.
I mean, they say, don't they, that games are won on defence, and in games like this, more often than not, they exactly are. Just take us in terms of, when you're in that defensive line as a player, how do you stay switched on, and how do you make sure that both on your outside are switched on? What's that communication like in the heat of battle?
Yeah, the intensity always goes up in the big games, and usually the atmosphere as well with the crowd. So the speed of the game goes up, and as does the speed of the game. So you have to sort of slow yourself down and try and stay in control of the game. Otherwise, you burn your energy away. So it's just sort of staying present and trying to talk where you can, even though you can't usually hear the guy at the side of you. So just staying present, really.
Well, we wish you nothing but the best of luck, mate. Go well.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks very much indeed. Now with Elliot Minchella, captain of Hull KR. Picked up some silverware this year. 1 to go. How would it feel to pick up the big one?
Yeah, look, it'd feel amazing. Something that we spoke about as a club, and it's one of our aims is to win the competition. So yeah, it'd feel great, but we understand the hurdle in front of us, the opposition. Massive respects for them. For me, I think it's the best 2 teams in the comp all year, and it's great that we're meeting in a final. I think it's fitting. It's right that the competition is going to be decided by the best 2 teams consistently for the year. Should be a great game, and really looking forward to it.
Well, as a neutral, absolutely, we're hoping for the very best. I mean, in terms of the challenge, though, Wigan have been coming strong at the back end of the season. It's fair to say, to knock them off their perch, you're going to have to beat your best.
Yeah, look, to win any game against Wigan, you have to be at your best, and any final for that matter. You can't go in there and underperform, because you'll probably be on the losing side. So yeah, we understand, like I said, what's in front of us. We have massive amounts of respect for them. We're aware of what they're about, what they do really well, and we've got to try and combat that with what we do well, and perform on the night. You can sit here and talk and say what we've got to do and do this and do that, but it's actions. You can sit and go on forever about talking, but it's about who does it, who performs, who puts the money where their mouth is really on the field, and they're the team that'll win the game. As
the captain of the club, in those tense moments, your players are going to be looking at you to set an example. How does that make you feel, on the field of play? Do you feel that way, that your teammates are looking at you to calm them down at key moments and to set the example?
I guess so, yeah. It's part of the job, but we've got a great leadership group on the field as well. It's not just me, so it's not just down to one man. We're a group, we're a team. In any team sport, you rely on each other. You get each other through the bad moments. Stick together. You might be encouragement, it might be a bit of a spraying at times, but it's whatever it takes to win, and that's directed at me as well. That happens to me. I'm on the end of them. Like I said, we're a team. No one's above anybody, and no one's below anyone. We're all equal. So that's what team is. It's not about one person.
Wigan are used to this winning. By all accounts, security are hoping for a Wigan win, because if you win, they'll be bringing the tents and they'll be staying here and they'll be turning the lights off, won't they? I mean, it'd be unbelievable, wouldn't it, for your supporters? What a season. Could you have imagined a treble at the start of the campaign? If that's how it turns out?
Probably not. I'm not too sure about the start of the campaign, but when I joined the club 6 years ago, no way. My first year we finished bottom of the league. So if you'd have told me then 5 years later we'd be stood here talking to you about that, then I wouldn't have believed you, to be honest. But no, it's something we've been driving towards, want to achieve. I want to win trophies, and it starts from the very top of the club, from the owners, the board, coaching staff, and then the players, and then obviously the supporters, like you touched on there. What that would mean to them would be unbelievable, and that's not lost on us. It motivates us. It's why we do what we do, and we're hoping to to give them a very special moment. But we've got to worry about the process of that, and not what it looks like. It's how do we get there.
Yeah, I mean, and you've talked there about the infrastructure in KR. You're a special group. You're the ones who started this new era for what. So you'll go down in legend, won't you? Going forward, how do you see KR in the next 10 years? Do you think that even after you finish playing, do you expect now KR to become a real top table team for the foreseeable?
I think so. I'd like to think so. I think the club are aiming for that. It's not a short-term thing. The infrastructure that you touched on, it's changing the stadium. There's a training ground getting built. It's not just pump money in and try and get instant success. This has been building over time, and then obviously, like I said, infrastructure that's getting changed. There's so much change within the club, and that should set us up for the long term. And yeah, I'd like to think that that's the outcome. Easier said than done, because there's a lot more other clubs doing the same thing. So yeah, we're doing our bit, and I'm really pleased to be involved in it. Really proud. And yeah, long may it continue.
I want to bring it finally back to yourself. I mean, it's fair to say, and there'll be young kids watching, your career's had up and downs, and it has had up and downs, and you've persevered and you've ground through it, and now you're here playing for KR, lifting silverware. It's a lesson to any young child, isn't it? That your career, if you're going to have a career in rugby league, you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, but to persevere, good times can come, can't they?
Yeah, I think it's about look, everybody gets setbacks within life, within sport, but it's what you do next. It's what's your response. What do you do about it? You can sit and feel sorry for yourself, or you go out and make a change and do something and be proactive. And I guess that's something I did. I just had a positive attitude, tried to, not all the time. Things did get pretty tough at times, but on the main, just try and be positive, work hard. That's no secret to success. In anything in life, any business, any walk of life, you've got to work hard. No one's going to give you no handouts. So yeah, you've got to work hard. But yeah, for me, I believe if you stick at something and you believe in yourself, you tend to achieve it.
But what I would say to you is, not only have you worked hard, you probably, as a neutral, respected as being one of the best 13s, if not the best 13 in the comp. So hard work has paid off. I wish you and your team nothing but the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All the best to you.
Thank you.
Okay. So here we are now with Willie Peters and Willie. Not long now until you're allowed to go out on that field of play. Last year, of course, runners up. Will that help, do you think, going into this game? The fact that you've been there, tasted it, and second time around, give you a bit of confidence going on the pitch?
Yeah, I mean, it helps. Whenever you go through any adversity, loss, you learn. We got a lot of learnings from that game last year, but we looked at that the first training session we were back. The reason why we did that, because you just don't want to let it go. You want to make sure that you learn from, as I said, from what happened last year. But it was important what we did going forward, and I think we've shown that by how consistent we've been. But we're here again. We've got another opportunity, and it'll come down to moments. I said that, I've said that a number of times today. It'll be moments in that game, and whoever grabs those moments. But we need to make sure that we put ourselves in strong positions by playing, with intent, doing the things that we value really, really well, and doing it for long periods of time.
Give you a bit of a surprise. Obviously, we met at the Dream Team. We did our own Dream Team at Super League Raw, and we picked two different centres. We picked Tessie New, and we put Jack Broadbent in, because I think Jack Broadbent, I know he's played a variety of positions, the majority centre. I couldn't have a team of the year without Jack in. He's been exceptional.
Yeah.
Is he going to be playing on Saturday? Is there a spoiler, or can you not tell us?
Can't tell you.
No?
I can't tell you.
Well, he's had a hell of a season.
He's had a
incredible.
Mate, you have a look. Whenever he's played, fullback, wing, centre, he's done a job for us, and that's what he brings. The utility value he brings. He's been great for us all season. So he's played in a couple of big games now. He's played in the Challenge Cup and played here, and he'll certainly be in contention, that's for sure.
Fantastic. And of course, you're about to go off to the Man of Steel Awards in a moment. You're up for Coach of the Year. What would that mean for you personally to be given Coach of the Year 2025?
Well, lovely to get individual accolades and awards, like that. But I can only do it with what I've got around me. It's the staff, and obviously the players are number one. They're the ones that go do it every week. But I've got a really supportive staff and a loyal staff that help prepare the players and put the players, as I said, prepare the players for each week. But at the end of the day, it's the players, and they buy into what we do. If they didn't buy in, we wouldn't be able to achieve what we have, because essentially they're the ones that go do it. So yeah.
I mean, obviously JWH may not play. It looks like he's not going to play. How's that disrupted your preparation for Saturday?
Well, it hasn't at the moment, because we're gonna fight it tonight. we're going on as if he's playing at the moment until we hear different, and then we'll worry about it then. But at the moment, in our eyes, he's we're preparing him to play, and then obviously if we're not successful, then we need to look at that after that.
And finally, when we spoke at the Dream Team, we talked about the pull of Australia, and you said obviously at the moment it's about the here and it's about the now. The here and now is that you've been poached for the Ashes series. That must be a proud moment for you to be representing your country in that way.
Absolutely, massively proud moment for me. Obviously, the end of next week when I'll look at that, but yeah, certainly really looking forward to supporting Kevy Walters and being part of the Kangaroos, which is as a kid I was always following Ashes games back when I was a kid, and England versus Australia are always good games, and especially I'm glad it's over here because the Australian players and staff that haven't been over here to experience it will really have a memorable experience. You'll never forget, obviously playing in front of crowds at Wembley, and obviously Headingley's the last game, and then Everton's the second game. So they'll be experiences that people will remember for the rest of their lives. But for me, really honoured and looking forward to being part of it.
And you'll be a part of all the skullduggery after that, won't you? Because you're going up against some of your lads, aren't you, in that series? So bragging rights at stake, will it?
No, well, Jez is losing my number, he said, for a month, so I'll have to try and work out how I get to him.
Happy days. Well, look, best of luck on Saturday. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, mate.
So here we are with Matt Peet, Wigan Warriors head coach. And Matt, getting to know you a little bit now, I'm going to bet that your happiest time is about to happen, where the talking stops and we can get to the game.
Yeah, this is one of the most enjoyable weeks of the season. Much of the stresses of being a head coach in Super League is trying to plan for the long term, pick the right team, manage training, avoid injuries, avoid suspensions. But there's nothing more to worry about now other than one game, and I know we're in good shape for that. I know we've prepared well, and I know that it's two teams who will be in the right mood for a game Saturday night.
And the toughest part of your job is letting the people know that aren't playing on Saturday, isn't it? That's always going to be a difficult decision.
Yeah. I mean, that bit's done this week, and that's always difficult week to week. So I don't think that's too much different this week. And try and get it done the right way, in the right manner, and keep lads motivated, because you want them to train well, and also you never know what can happen in the prep.
A couple of motivations for you. I've heard you talk a couple of times now. It's a salary cap sport. You're losing players you don't want to lose. How important is it for you as head coach that you send them away from the Wigan Warriors with this trophy?
Yeah, for me as head coach and for the team as well. And I think grand finals always have a narrative of both teams. Always wanted to see players off in the right manner. Liam Byrne particularly, Harvey Hill, Jacob Douglas, Christian Wade. Huge parts of what we do. Very popular lads. And they're going to be missed. So this is our chance to make sure not that we enjoy the game and Saturday evening, but they get to move on with some good memories of their experiences.
And as a club, you've had a big lift on Sunday with the women's team winning the grand final. I know that you were there. Has that inspired the team? Does that work in the men's dressing room as well? The feeling of success on the women's side? I
do think the happiness and the confidence runs through the club when things like your ladies team are winning, your academy's winning, your reserves are winning. It's all positive, not just winning but playing well. And I think that was a special thing about Sunday night, was the event. Quite a lot of the players were there, and I had a meeting with Rads about this week at 4 o'clock, and I couldn't get on the car park, and the fan village was packed, the shop was packed. All the local cafes and pubs were buzzing with people with Wigan Ladies shirts on, with Wigan Ladies names on the back, and banners about the team. That the fans now, the players now are getting recognised as individuals, and I can see why, because they've got some talented players. St Helens really made it a game. I found it a pleasure to watch, to be honest.
Absolutely. And then finally coming back to the game, last year was a moment of genius. Bevan French, they've got players that have equally got that in them. The last 5 or 6 grand finals, there's not been 2 tries in them. There's been a couple that Saints have had, but the most of them have been within 2 scores. Steve McNamara, I spoke to him earlier in the year, and he said that, the amount of points that they conceded the Catalan Dragons, they would have expected to win the grand finals, and that says how tight they've all been. Do you expect it to be the same on Saturday, or do you think we might see a bit more flair this year of it being a dry track?
I expect it to be tight. Yeah. I'd expect it to be tight. Games have been tight all year. If you look at points conceded by most teams have been down, and there's loads of reasons for that. So yeah, I'm expecting a close game because it's two quality teams and both got talent, as you mentioned, but I think we both back our defences as well. So yeah, even if there's more points in the game, I don't think there'll be a big margin.
Well, on behalf of myself, thanks for the support you've given to me this year. I look forward to developing that more next year. And on behalf of everybody who watches, go well in the final, mate.
You two, mate. Keep up the good work.
I'll try my best.
Keep it up.
Cheers. So you can almost say the time for talking is almost over. There's going to be plenty more, of course, coming out of both clubs between now and kick-off time on Saturday. We hope you've enjoyed the interviews that we put together for you tonight for Weekly. And yeah, the build-up will continue throughout the week here on Super League Raw. The captain's run should be a belter. But now let's go back to the team and let's carry on tonight's entertainment. Bye from Old Trafford.